original.
Hello and welcome to Web Crawlers. This is our Friday mini episode, which is a shorter version of our longer episodes. Today, we are going to kind of recap some things that we've talked about in some past episodes and give some updates because some crazy things have happened in the past few weeks that we want to circle back on that relate to old episodes. A short note, we are having a sale on our web store and we have dropped, I know, right? And we've dropped some new merch. Go to webcrawlerspod.com or hothorse.horse if you're nasty.
If you're nasty.
What is it? It's 15% off, I think?
Yeah, 15% off everything. And there's no code. It's just automatic.
Wow.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, first things first. We did that parapsychology episode about how you can get a degree in college or graduate school, basically in like ghosts and like ghost studies and like studies of the supernatural and exorcisms and psychic activity. We talked about how the government had a program and a movie was made on it, The Men Who Stare at Goats, where they were trying to see if people could like kill other people with their mind, like mind control and like psychic stuff. Anyways, I explained that super badly. But one of our friends of the podcast, who is going to remain anonymous, messaged us and was like, my mom did psychic testing at UCLA when she was 14 to like see if she was psychic. So he left us a voice note. Melissa, I sent it to the group text. It might be a little far out.
Yeah, I'll play it.
So I was listening to the parapsychology episode and I remember my mom telling me that she used to do these tests at UCLA when she was really little. And I guess when she was young, she would sleepwalk to her mom's room and stand by the door like a real creep and just say things like, your uncle lost his job today, or your dad says hi, who was dead, or like your grandmother sewed you a blue dress, like real weirdo stuff, just like not comfortable with your kids saying that at night by your room. So my grandma didn't know what to do, and she took her to this test facility.
Your
and
uncle lost
I guess they would, she was probably like, my mom was like 10 or 12 at the time. And they would put her in one room and say, someone next door is going to think of an image and you just draw whatever comes to mind.
Whoa.
And so the guy next door would draw something and then my mom would draw something. And she got them all right except one time he drew a bunny and she drew a carrot or something like that.
That's so fucking
And I
nuts.
guess that was just the end of the facility because they didn't like do anything else with her from there. It was just like, okay, good job. Go home. And she was saying that that stuff kind of kept happening to her. And then as she got older, it was really draining her energy. And she said, like, as soon as life responsibilities started picking up, like, your attention isn't the same. But I did feel like she was psychic growing up. I also just might have been a really bad liar.
And his whole story's a lie.
She was picking up on that. But she also may have been psychic. So hope that's fun for you guys. I don't know. You can cut that part out. Cut all that out. That's fine too.
Wow.
That's so
like-
crazy.
Your uncle lost his job today. Goodbye.
It's crazy that she got everything right. She was like a true child psychic. And then they were like, all right, facility's closed. Our job is done.
He thought of bunny and she wrote carrot. And they're like, well,
I know.
experiment over.
Yeah. Why is it that like this looks worse than this? Why does that make my face look better than that?
Oh, you mean your hair in a bun, like a messy bun on top of your head versus just like a flat ponytail?
I don't know. It's weird. You got to have the volume.
Isn't that weird that like that looks better than that?
Well, yeah, because it makes your head look flat.
Yeah, why? And that's
Or
like
something.
gross. Why is that so gross? Why is that like, oh, fun? And then this is like, get her out of here.
We're socialized to not like flat heads, I think.
Tell that to Bart Simpson, dude.
Yeah.
Eat my shorts.
I wonder if it's a symmetry thing.
Yeah, it probably
Because your
is.
eyes are more center.
I don't
See,
know.
I've never looked better than I do right now.
I agree. You're hot as hell. Okay. Well, that's so interesting. I was going to tell my story that when I was little, believe this or don't.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not. I used to see and hear ghosts all the time. And so my mom, Maria's face, excuse you.
Huh?
So my mom took me to this psychic lady who taught me how to like turn it off, or like taught me how to like not hear and like see things anymore.
Geez.
I know, right? Because it was scaring me so bad. Like I couldn't be alone in a room, and I couldn't ever have the lights off. Like I couldn't like, I never slept in my own bed. Like that looks good, Melissa. And so she took me to this lady who like taught me how to like not like turn that stuff off, and like what to say and everything like that.
Oh, weird.
Do you still use it to this day?
Well, no. Well, now I want to be more open. So now I'm trying to open those portals again.
Huh. Interesting.
It's interesting. And what would they say to you? Was it like Sixth Sense type stuff?
It wasn't really like I was like getting messages like, you know, whose mom like go sew a blue dress. But it was like I remember like there was one thing that was really weird to me and like really distinct, where every time I was in my bathroom and I would use like the blow dryer, or there was any kind of like loud noise or something, or like if like the bath was running, I would always feel the presence of like a little girl. But it was only in my bathroom, and only when there was like a loud noise or like something
And
else.
was this little girl
me in the mirror? I already know where you're going, you dumb bitch. You're such an asshole. You're a loser. But anyways, yeah. So it doesn't happen so much anymore. I can't do it anymore, which is a bummer. But sometimes when I do the Reiki or like in my tarot readings, it's come up a little bit, which has been kind of cool. It's only happened twice. It's only happened twice though. Anyways, back on track, if you believe that or not. Maybe I'm just lying too. Melissa, what happened with these Dyatlov hikers?
Well, apparently it was either 8 or 9 hikers went missing who were going to the Dyatlov Pass
Weird.
to go visit the site, and they went missing in Russia. And it was like a whole big news story, but then apparently they were found the next day.
What a boring
everyone was
roller
like,
coaster.
"No."
Where were they?
Yeah.
What were they doing?
I think the weather was just really bad, so they had to like, it took them longer than a day to get back.
Also, to reiterate on that, didn't they figure out what killed the Dyatlov hikers?
They said it was officially an avalanche. They said it was like a rare, weird avalanche.
Wait, but weren't there some like weird? Weren't there
Their clothes were off.
like eyes out of their sockets or something like that? You remember?
Yeah, I mean, like
they
there's a lot of
explain
weird
that
shit.
through animals, like animals eating their bodies. I mean, it's still weird. None of it makes sense. An avalanche, sure, it could have made them run out of their tents quickly, but like why they took off their clothes.
Well, allegedly it's solved. Let's see. This is from what is this website? Futurity.org. Mystery solved. What killed the 9 hikers. This is from January 29th, 2021. New research offers a plausible explanation for the Dyatlov Pass incident. This is the mystery that Gom was confronted with. Gom is the journalist, I guess. After the call from the New York Times reporter, I began writing equations and figures on my blackboard, trying to understand what might have happened in purely mechanical terms. When the reporter rang back, I told her it was likely that an avalanche had taken the group by surprise as they lay sleeping in the tent. This theory, which is the most plausible, was also put forward by the Russian Public Prosecutor's Office after the investigation was reopened in 2019 at the request of the victims' relatives. But the lack of evidence and the existence of odd elements has failed to convince a large portion of Russian society. Yeah, bro, I'm not convinced. This is clickbait.
Yeah, it's called a slab avalanche.
A slabalanche?
Like a snow slab. A slabalanche. Slab avalanche.
It totally doesn't explain like the radiation, their eyes being out of their sockets, like their jaws being broken, them all being like in weird different like wasn't there like a weird note left? Like this makes no sense.
A weird note.
Yeah,
Was it the one that said snowmans exist? Snowmen do exist.
Wasn't that a note? I swear to God, Dyatlov Pass note.
I don't.
There was
Mr.
a
Snowman.
journal. Wasn't there a journal?
No, there were tons of journals and photos left over. But apparently they were sleeping and they all like scattered running out and there was no visibility and they just ran in different directions and then...
I swear to God, there was a note left. Didn't we talk about that? I love that like we did this episode and I don't even remember anything that
Well, it
happened.
was so long ago. We did it.
That was like our second episode. You said the note was snowmen do exist.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think you said was the note.
Oh yeah, I think that was a conspiracy. But you know what? Like it probably happened. So I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't buy into it.
I don't know.
Anyways, we'll get to Elisa Lam last. Last week we did the Crystal Rogers episode.
Yes.
And then all this shit just went down. So Melissa, what happened there?
Well, back in August 2020, which was not that long ago, so the FBI sent, I think you said the FBI sent 150 agents to Bardstown. And then, so what happened with that was that the FBI served 9 search warrants. 3 were served at Brooks Houck's home and his brother Nick. And it was likely there were multiple warrants per location for things like cars or sheds or barns.
Weird.
And the agents were seen taking boxes, filing cabinets. There were 6 firearms and even keys from Brooks' home. And there were police dogs everywhere. And they also searched the family farm where Crystal was last seen. And they spent about 10 hours at Brooks's home. And as soon as they left, apparently Brooks mowed his lawn and began fixing his door because they kicked in the door.
That's sick.
So most of the agents outside Nick's home, the brother, the former cop, they were FBI agents. And then at Brooks' home, they were IRS agents.
Well, that's where like this money stuff comes into play. It's weird. There's something else going on here. This isn't just like a weird disappearance / murder stuff.
This is like a Fargo season. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I know. And then a bunch of people saw heavy equipment headed toward the farm, the family farm.
Maybe it was just Maria's butt.
Dang, wide load.
Damn, wide load coming through to search that ass. There were. So people think that there were the pond and the creek were being searched again.
They do need to do that.
But they don't know. I know. I mean, there were human remains, like you said, but I don't know if they said there was no word on whether they determined the identity of the remains found in July, or I'm not sure if they weren't Crystal.
I know they ruled out Crystal, but I don't know if they said who it was. But they somehow ruled out Crystal, but I don't know beyond that.
Yeah, and I think they're still trying to figure out who those remains are, but I think it wasn't Crystal. But then Brooks has a new girlfriend also named Crystal.
That's so creepy, dude.
And she was arrested for stealing signs because people are putting up signs all over Bardstown that were like, Brooks is guilty, like find Crystal's killer. And apparently she was going around like taking them down and she got arrested.
What is this? The movie 3 Billboards? This is so weird.
Yeah, it's 3 billboards in Fargo. And then Crystal's mom can't see her grandson. She can't see any of her. She can't see. Crystal had 4 other kids, but she can't see the grandson from Brooks because there was like a custody update. And apparently somehow.
That's so sad. Sherry's like so involved and in love with the kids. Brooks
know.
is such a bad dude. Then we got an email, and this is the craziest thing of all time. So we had alleged in our episode that there's probably something about the Mexican cartel and the police being mixed up in each other. But then we got an email about another group in Bardstown, which is even more insane. Melissa, what was this email?
This is from Diane, and she sent us, she's like, I know you mentioned the Mexican cartel, but there was also a group called the Cornbread Mafia.
Which sounds delicious.
And apparently I know, delicious. They just have like bake
bake sales.
But so they were a group of farmers based in Kentucky that grew weed in cornfields in the 1980s.
Okay.
That's cool. So the Cornbread Mafia was first used by federal prosecutors in a June 1989 press conference where they revealed that 70 men had been arrested for organizing a marijuana traffic ring that stretched across 30 farms in 10 states into the Midwest. And in the late 1980s, Johnny Boone, who was like the leader of the group, and more than 70 other members were arrested for running the largest domestic drug ring at the time.
Whoa.
They were accused of smuggling drugs inside cattle.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and they helped grow the marijuana trade in the Midwest.
Whoa.
Like, so if any of you guys stole weed from your dads, that's probably where this weed came from.
Cornbread Mafia.
Yeah, and so when the feds broke them up, not a single man snitched on each other.
Well,
Wow,
nice.
bro code. Bros before hoes.
But then their leader, Johnny Boone, was on the run for 8 years and until he got caught by the U.S. Marshals in Canada in 2016.
Oh, shit.
But then, because they're no longer a mafia anymore, because their Wikipedia page says a series of unsolved murders in Bardstown, Kentucky have been incorrectly attributed to the Cornbread Mafia.
Well, I don't
So,
know.
like, people were like, oh, it's the Cornbread Mafia, but the Cornbread Mafia doesn't exist anymore.
Well, that's probably what they want you to think.
That's what they want you to think.
If I was in the Cornbread Mafia, I'd want everyone to think that, it wasn't a thing so that I could keep doing my...
Cool, sick name, though.
Yeah, that is a
I've
great
been in
name.
the Cornbread Mafia before. Anytime I
Eat chili?
Anytime I ate chili.
I wonder if this is our worst episode.
You know, it might be.
It might be our worst
It really
episode.
might be. It really might be.
So this Elisa Lam documentary came out. It's like 5 episodes, like a 5-parter or something on the mystery of Elisa Lam. It's on Netflix. It's okay. Some people don't love it.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's a little stretched
I haven't
out.
watched it. Should I watch it, or is it just
Yeah, it's
no
worth
new
watching.
information?
I mean, well, there is some new information, or at least information that
Yeah.
we didn't research when we were doing
Yeah.
it. So one thing that I didn't realize, or maybe we did, but I don't remember, is that she went to a show taping alone in Los Angeles when she was here. And
Yeah, I
what show?
didn't read that anywhere.
well,
It was a talk show.
yeah, we don't know. So people think it was maybe Ellen.
Or Conan.
Yeah, and I guess she wrote the host a letter and gave it to who? Like one of the...
Well, she was removed for disturbing behavior. She was like in the audience and she was like writing the host a letter and was like, I need to give this to the host. And like security took her out because she was like acting insane.
Yeah, so that's the first thing that was kind of weird that was like disclosed.
That like made me think like, oh, she for sure was having some sort
Yeah.
of like episode.
I thought after watching the documentary, I was like, okay, excuse me, like Elisa Lam she was bipolar. She was having some sort of manic episode. She was probably off her meds or needed them readjusted. And then she ended up killing herself in the water tower, probably unintentionally, was what I thought after watching this. There was also this weird, so I guess she shared a hotel room with other girls because it was a hostel type situation.
Right.
Prior to having her own hotel room. And she put up all these weird Post-it notes all over the room being like, don't come in, or like, I hate you. And then when the other girls would like leave the room and try to get back in, Elisa would like lock the door and not let them back in and stuff and be like, what's the password? And like weird stuff, which I think is tight, but...
And they're like enter sesame.
Abracadabra. Yeah, I think that's a cool prank. But yeah, apparently
a
she
fun
did that. And then what is this thing about the tank?
Well, initially the report said when the worker found the body, the top of the tank was closed. There was like a lot of confusion about if it was closed, if it was open, because if it was closed, then that means someone had to close it, because if she was in the tank, she couldn't reach up and
Close it herself.
bring her arm around to close it. And so in the final episode, they interviewed the worker who found her.
Yeah.
And in the final episode,
Who is like
he was
emotionally
like,
scarred from it. Like he's like
yeah.
almost in
I feel
tears
bad
every
for him.
time. Like you could tell it's a traumatic event for him, as it would be for anyone finding a dead body in a water tank. Oh my God.
Yeah. And he was like, I found the tank. It was open. So it was like,
Interesting.
oh, she could have gone in there herself.
Yeah.
And also they showed the fire escape on the side of the building, because you know how they said when she went out of that escape at the emergency exit door, an alarm would have gone off and
Yeah.
it didn't. There's also a window she could have climbed out of that went to a fire escape that went up to the roof that she could have easily climbed up.
Yeah, because we kept being like, oh, it must have been someone in the inside who made sure that the alarm didn't go off, this and that. But there was another way for her to get to the roof. So that takes that part out of it. And then also, I guess the medications in her system were much lower than what was prescribed, it says. So she could have been not taking her meds or not taking the appropriate dosage, which could lead to side effects. So yeah, after watching that, I mean, I really want to go with the Ryan Gosling theory, but I think that she was just having some sort of manic episode, and it led, unfortunately, to her death, which is really horrible.
Yeah, like I think she jumped in there. And then another thing with the water tank is that the water level fluctuates.
Oh, really?
And so she could have got in there, and then the water level could have like all of a sudden gone down. And she tried to take her clothes off because she was sinking to like try to jump up and get out.
What?
And then she just died of hypothermia. Because she probably got in. The water level was probably like enough to where she could get back out and touch the ceiling.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
The water level probably went down, and she couldn't touch the top, so she was just kind of stuck.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
And she died of like hypothermia because it was so cold.
Yeah.
So it's like February.
Yeah. So I would love to know, like, for people who watch the documentary, like what their thoughts were and what they think might have happened to Elisa. Really, really crazy case, but apparently really resonated with a lot of people. Oh, also something that we didn't go over in ours is there was that guy who people implicated.
Oh my God, yeah.
As murdering her, which is like really horrible. He had nothing to do with it. I can't remember his name.
He was a metal band singer, and he like posted a video. He was at the Cecil Hotel, and then he had a music video out where he was like chasing a girl through the woods and killed her or something.
Yeah, so people are just like, he did it. But he's just like some poor like metal dude who
and they like harassed
wrong place,
him.
wrong time. Yeah, he tried to commit suicide.
Yeah.
After being like cyberbullied by people, which like
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's an interesting distinction, like the dichotomy between like the people who went after him and then the don't fuck with cats people who actually like made progress on that case, and I think like eventually solved the case.
Yeah, because they were like, they showed a lot of these like YouTube videos of people who like went there and were like, hey guys, I'm at the Cecil Hotel. This is where Elisa Lam died.
Yeah,
and they're like, these are internet sleuths, and it's like, well. It was like felt kind of gross. It was like, well,
yeah, like when we said Ryan Gosling did it, like we said allegedly, and we didn't go out and
allegedly
persecute him.
No, don't attack Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. So anyways, would love to know what you guys think and everything like that about all this stuff, whether it's the Dyatlov Pass, if you think it was an avalanche. I'm still thinking no.
I think not.
How you think Elisa Lam might have passed. And also this Cornbread Mafia. Like, was it the Cornbread Mafia? Was it the Mexican cartel? Like, will Brooks ever end up in jail? I feel like this is a soap opera, and I'm like,
stay tuned.
Wrapping it up. Stay tuned. Find out next week. Melissa, where can people reach us if they want to contact us?
You can email us at webcrawlerspod@gmail.com.
Wow, sexy. All right. Well, I am Allie Cornbread Siegel.
I'm Melissa IRS Stetton.
Yes, Queen.
And I'm Maria
Slavalanche
Blasucci.
Slavalanche.
Also, Melissa, you're playing Quiplash tonight or something?
I am playing Quiplash tonight, Friday night.
Yeah, you guys get over there. Get your Quiplash on with
Where
Melissa.
can people do that or see that or whatever?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
I don't even know.
Wow, I try to help a girl out, and then this is
holdthephone.tv.
Sounds suspect.
Is the website at 7 p.m. Friday night. Oh, Jerry O'Connell is going to be there. That's fun.
I love Jerry O'Connell. He's so funny.
7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that means 10 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Central. Or 9 p.m.
And it's benefiting Feed the People, Dallas Mutual Aid.
Yeah, it is.
Cool. Well, Melissa seems confused about it, but she will be there. I'll make sure of it. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening, and we will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
An Erios original.
Powered by Acast.